I think for people who are sort of skeptical about crystal healing, it's because they maybe don't quite understand how it works. So it is really based on physics and principles of energy and the way the energy moves. So crystals have a subtle energetic vibration that's based on their atomic blueprint, their molecular blueprint. So in a crystal, the molecules are stacked in a very precise way, and it's a very perfect and orderly form that the crystals exhibit. So by taking that perfect, orderly form and that very perfect energetic vibration and introducing it into our subtle energy field, which is, somewhat chaotic. I mean, none of us have the energy field of a Christ or a Buddha. That's why we're here. We're working that out. By taking that perfect, harmonious resonance frequency from the crystal and introducing it into our own energy field, it's thought that our energy field will try and mimic that perfect stability of the crystal so that our body can resonate in a more perfect harmony. Not every person is going to resonate energetically with the same type of stone. So you'll read in crystal books, there's properties of different stones, and you'll find that if you try and use those stones to treat that particular problem in yourself, it may work very well or it may not work at all. And that is because we all do have different energetic frequencies. Now, when an author lists a stone property in a crystal healing book, like for instance, if they listed a stone to treat a migraine, many authors, many books, you'll find amethyst is great for treating migraines. And that's because in a majority of people, that stone will work for that particular ailment. But some people will find that doesn't quite resonate with their energy field, so they may want to try a different stone. Often, you brought up the idea of the chakras. So for those listeners who don't know, the chakras are these energy centers found along the spine. There are 7 energy centers, and they're thought to be these sort of swirling vortices of energy. And I like to think of them as almost like little satellite dishes to the universe. They sort of pick up energetic messages from outside of ourselves and beam them into our energy field, and then our body interprets them in different ways. And each chakra sort of governs a different area of our life, a different part of our emotions. And so you can imagine there's this flood of energy coming into the chakras all the time from outside influence. Well, over time, the chakras can become imbalanced because they're getting all these different messages from outside of ourselves. And to treat that imbalance, people often employ the use of crystals. Now, each of the chakras is thought to resonate with a particular color, the 7 colors of the rainbow spectrum. That by bringing a crystal of that color into that particular chakra energy field, that you can actually balance and harmonize the energy of the chakra if it's imbalanced. So for instance, the root chakra is thought to vibrate with the color red, so you might want to bring a stone like a red jasper or garnet into the area of the root chakra to sort of bring balancing energy to that center. Most crystal healers think of the 7 chakra system and coordinate the color of the chakra to the color of the stone. And that's a very easy way to treat yourself at home. You can just sort of lie down in your bed, make yourself comfortable, get 1 stone of each color. If you're unfamiliar with the chakras, there are plenty of great charts and things online where you can see the different color correspondence for each one. And starting at your root chakra, you place a red stone there, and then you move up to the sacral and place an orange stone, all the way up until your crown chakra, where you would place a violet stone. And you have a complete chakra layout on your body. Now, I generally recommend people not stay in a layout like that more than about half an hour. It's very intense because, again, you're rebalancing and realigning your energy system. And then after you're done, I recommend removing the stones in the opposite order they were placed. So removing the stone from the crown chakra, so on and so forth until you get down to the root. And then just like if you have a massage or a chiropractic treatment, it's always recommended that you do something to sort of reground yourself, like drink a lot of water, eat a light snack, go for a little walk, because you want to make sure that energy is brought back down to the physical. That's very important because it helps stabilize that healing energy within your body. The other thing to note is for practitioners who are maybe a little bit more advanced, the color of the stone doesn't necessarily have to correspond to the chakra. If you're intuitively feeling like you'd like to place an amethyst on your solar plexus, then you can feel free to do that, as long as you have a little bit of an idea of why you may be using it. Now, one thing that some people may not realize is amethyst is actually very good in general for treating digestive disorders. So by placing it on your solar plexus, which generally vibrates at the color yellow, you can actually treat that center with an amethyst, which is actually of a purple color. So that's one example of using a stone on a particular chakra where the color doesn't necessarily coordinate. If you want to be on a routine schedule, I think about once a month is pretty good because this is like a little energetic tune-up for yourself. So you really want to limit it. This isn't something you'd want to do every day. I mean, not only is it fairly time consuming, but most of us haven't had so much happen in a 24-hour period that we would need a complete chakra rebalance. But if you go through something, say, particularly traumatic or something that just really zaps your energy, that's sort of the time to do it.